Walk in, they gather. FBA swagger, smooth with the ladder. Boss mind, no chatter. Real one, it matters. FBA swagger. Oh, so new money on me. Still move like the block know me. Tailor shirt, fresh kiss, coat stale. Got a dream in my jaw. No fear, I was raised with a strong, gon' fold. Where the young grow quick, heart bold. So I keep my circle tight. Only real ones near my life. Women love the way I speak. Low tone, but the room gon' peep. It's the way I make plans and move. Not a show, just a man with groove. I don't chase, I attract. Whole lot of heat in my bag. They feel the way I carry it. Heavy in the air, that magic. FBA swagger, FBA swagger. Walking, they gather. FBA swagger, smooth with the ladder. Boss mind, no chatter. Real one, it matters. FBA swagger. From the pain we rise, from the truth we shine. Not a trend, not a fade. We been built for roots, wide reach, black gold in the way we speak. When I smile, the whole FBA swag. Step in the room, it's a wait. Fresh press, fit, clean fade. Hands in the air when I move. Got that calm, got that proof. Built from pressure, still I shine. To the long road, still on time. Talk sweet, but I walk truth. Every scar got a gold tooth. Mama taught me how to stand. Pop said, son, be a man. I turn pain into profit. Every loss got me locked in. I don't chase, I attract. Whole lot of heat in my bag. They feel the way I carry it. Heavy in the air, that magic. That's FBA swagger, FBA swagger. Walk in, they gather. FBA swagger, smooth with the ladder. Boss mind, no chatter. Real one, it matters. FBA swagger. Oh, so new money on me. Still move like the block know me. Tailor shirt, fresh kiss, coat stale. Got a dream in my jaw. No fear, I was raised with a strong, gon' fold. Where the young grow quick, heart bold. So I keep my circle tight. Only real ones near my life. Women love the way I speak. Low tone, but the room gon' peep. It's the way I make plans and move. Not a show, just a man with groove. I don't chase, I attract. Whole lot of heat in my bag. They feel the way I carry it. Heavy in the air, that magic. FBA swagger, FBA swagger. Walking, they gather. FBA swagger, smooth with the ladder. Boss mind, no chatter. Real one, it matters. FBA swagger. From the pain we rise, from the truth we shine. Not a trend, not a fade. We been built for better days. Deep roots, wide reach, black gold in the way we speak. When I smile, the whole spot lean. That's power in the way I breathe. That's FBA swagger, FBA swagger. Walking, they gather. FBA swagger, smooth with the ladder. Boss mind, no chatter. Real one, it matters. FBA swagger. FBA swag. Step in the room, it's a wait. Fresh press, fit, clean fade. Hands in the air when I move. Got that calm, got that proof. Built from pressure, still I shine. To the long road, still on time. Talk sweet, but I walk truth. Every scar got a gold tooth. Mama taught me how to stand. Pop said, son, be a man. I turn pain into profit.
Scott Free is going live.
Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Magic. That's
People, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Morning Show. I am your host himself, Scott. People, you may not see the name on the screen, but that be him. I be him. People, on today's episode, look, I know I told you people yesterday. Come on in, first of all. Come on in. Take a seat. We're going to get live in a minute. I'm going to give people enough time to come on in. Definitely hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow button. Come on in. Let me get some homework out of the way while we get people lined up. Matter of fact, let's do it that way. People, on today's episode, like I said, we ready to get the thing popping. I've got a couple of things in my timeline I want to talk about. I'm a little late. Look, I'm here. That's all that matters. I'm here 2 days in a row. I was slacking last week, but I'm trying to get back on track, trying to get this thing doing it the proper way. But on today's episode, we're going to dive into my timeline, and we're going to cover, I done pulled it down already, we're going to cover top 10 conspiracy theories that's online, and if they are true or not. That's what we're going to talk about, because that's what I really want to discuss, because I know most of us realize that conspiracy theories are real. We understand. Most people don't even realize the word conspiracy theory, where it came from. It came out, I think it was like the 1960s. And when people was getting hip to things like COINTELPRO and things like this, they had to come up with a name for all the stuff that they were doing. They said, oh, these things they're just conspiracy theories. But they all were true. So we're going to talk about the top 10. As a matter of fact, let's start at 10. We'll start at 10 when I get a few more people in here. And then we'll work our way down to number 1. And then, like I said, that's what we're going to talk about today. I know if you was here yesterday, I told you that we were going to talk about some other stuff. But I also told you I am an emotional podcaster. And being that I am an emotional podcaster, some days my mind changed. To be honest with you guys, my life has been jam-packed the last couple of weeks. So I have been squeezing the show in as much as I can. Because actually, if you've been here since the beginning, you know I normally used to come on around 12. I pushed it to 2 because things were just getting too hectic. But I appreciate the people that showed up. For all the people that's on YouTube, definitely glad that you're here. Definitely hit the follow button and subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell. One of these days, they'll give me a hype button. Right now, I think I'm too small. I'm a YouTubian struggle streamer. I got some thousands, but we ain't up there with, I guess, where the big dogs is at. So I definitely need and appreciate the follows. If you're on TikTok right now, I said YouTube. If you're on YouTube, if you are on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. If you're on TikTok, definitely go ahead and hit the follow button, hit the like button over there too. L.Talk, that's my backup page to my Scott Free Morning Show page. I know eventually they're going to get me. Side note, guys, I don't know if you guys have been catching wind, but before we get started, have y'all been catching wind of how TikTok has been cracking down on language? I was watching a live yesterday, and they were having just a political conversation. No one's lying. People giving their opinions and thoughts, and then they getting warnings in their lives that, oh, you guys are spreading false information. Warning. Also, we're moving into that era of things now. We're moving into the era now where you can't even tell the truth. Is that where we're going now? Like, mind you, they're already limiting words that we can use. Like I always say right now, the thing that happens to women when people violate them, and they use the R word. The reason it doesn't make no sense to me in the world that's the word that we subscribe. I appreciate the cowboy hat. Appreciate it, Sugarfoot. I wear the cowboy hat on Friday. But good God, you got me sidetracked. It's okay. What was we even talking about? I got so totally sidetracked just then off that right there too. And that's another thing too. Oh my God. Look, my thing. Look, if anybody else's brain fog been super high the last couple of days, but that thought come back, I'll finish it. I can't remember what I was even talking about, and I ain't got the chat around yet. I like to take the first couple of minutes and try to dive into the conversation, give people time. But I appreciate the hat anyway. It was a great distraction. I appreciate it. Obviously, something I need to be saying. But anyway, so let me go and get into a couple things. Stop doing all this goddamn rambling. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing a whole bunch of rambling about what they do to the platform, what they do to me on these platforms. But I'm just doing a whole bunch of rambling. Today, like I said, we're going to get into those topics. Before we do, one off topic that I have to discuss before we get into the main topic. I appreciate my people for putting it up there. I appreciate, join the fan club. I love the people who join the fan club. Love some people. I appreciate the fan club love. All right. Love the fan club love. All right. Keep it coming for the people who love the fan club. Anyway, also 2 people. We are very close to the website being done. And when the website is going to be done, you're talking about something that is going to be magical. It's going to be a place that everybody's going to want to come and hang out. It's going to be like a virtual kick-it spot. So I'll tell you guys about that soon. But anyway, I got one thing I want to discuss before we put the chat around and we start having this top 10 conversation about conspiracy theories. I want to discuss this. Did you hear about this new defense team? It's like a group of defense lawyers or something, but it was the Civil Rights Department, the new Civil Rights Department. I swear to God, I think it's like 3 black folks and all of these folks in here in the Civil Rights Department. People, can I say something before I dive into these conspiracies? You know, something about race was going to have to come up. So let me just say this about race. What is up with these new people? What is up with all these new folks online and new folks in relationships? Everybody getting promoted got to be with them folks. They got to be in a relationship with them, got to be working with them, got to be partnering with them. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people promote blackness at the same time half the people in the situation ain't black. Like, class example, this Love Island thing. And I'm going to say this, I promise we're going to get right into this conspiracy theory. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm not going to hold you. But this whole Love Island thing, yes, I watch it. Judge your mama. When I watched this season, mind you, I got triggered multiple times by some of these people. But when I look at this top 4 and I keep hearing this parading around 4 black women, these are not 4 black women. No. No. One of them is Dominican. What did they say? I'm not black, I'm Dominican. That's one. And mind you, this is not me saying it as a black American. I was told Dominicans were not black. I don't know how you can interchangeably use this in, and you black today, you ain't black today, you gonna be black tomorrow, you Dominican. No, we're gonna have to stop letting people, you either, put it like this, you either ride with the team, own the team, part of the team, or you can't claim the team no more. That's where I'm just at when it comes to it. Secondly, the other girl, what's her name? If y'all watching Love Island, I don't want to get a sidetrack, but if y'all watching Love Island, that Kato, oh, that girl frustrated me too. But that little half-breed, this little girl, with love, I forgot I was on TikTok. With love, Kato. They keep calling her black woman. Well, everybody they showed, they were part of her family, none of them was black. I ain't seen not one person. So I don't know what this whole 4 black people did. Then the only black couple, they sent home. And they were cool. But anyways, I digress. I ain't gonna keep holding you. Let's get into the story. Let me pull the chat around. Like I said, hit the like button. Share the live, people. Let me get in there. Get this thing swung around. I'm sorry. Appreciate my people coming on in. Come on in, people. We're gonna have this conversation. I know some people don't know about this conspiracy theory, but like I said, today I ain't got a lot in me. So we're gonna have some chitter chatter, pitter patter conversation today. We're gonna have nothing heavy to talk about. Hit the like button, like I said, hit it. You said to combat, what did you say? Reverse racism, aka the war against white men. No, they didn't say that, lady. Somebody was out there claiming that. Oh, what is that? I guess the black has taken the place for the... You know what's so funny when they get with the people of color thing? I remember when I started seeing it happen. See, I peep game early. Ask anybody that know me. That I was like, yo, I'm noticing every commercial was interracial. I'm noticing every time they talk something, every time a movie was popping, interracial. I always tell this story. This was one lady that I know. This is one chick. This one lady I know, she was a writer and a producer. I think she's even produced for like big time shows now. I forgot her name. I think it was something Muhammad. But she posted she went to the networks and she had presented them with a script. It was like a black love situation, but it was on a HBCU. And someone was like, she said, I think she put on a Facebook post. I'm stumbling, but anyway, she put on a Facebook post. She was like, they were like, "Oh, you trying to be radical? Radical, bitch, is on the HBCU. That means we did this for black folks. When did it become taboo for us to write stuff for us? Look, I like realism. I like realism with a taste of fantasy. I'm okay with that, because when I go to sit down and watch a TV show, I want to escape the real world. I want to go into something different. I don't want to be here no more. That's what I do when I go to TV. So I get you on that. But one thing I don't like is the content now where they trying to make us believe something it ain't. That's the stuff I don't like. This whole everybody got a white tea friend and no, they don't. They don't come in our house. None of this happens. Why is everything we get is just? I've even seen Netflix go as far as make a whole like rainbow family and they were supposed to be in the real, like it was a white tea dad and a white tea mama, and then they had an Asian daughter and like a Hispanic boy, and I was like, what? What in the world? What is going on? So I digress. That is a beat. Anyway. But anyway, let me get into it. So, first things first. Anyway, let me get to the main topic. Let me throw it up on the screen because I got a feeling today. Shut a lot of people. They're going to hurt me today. They said, you ain't get no love today, sir. You're going to be a YouTuber struggle streamer today, sir. That's what they said. But let me throw up the title on the screen. Boop. There she go. Put it up there. All right. 10 top 10 conspiracy theories that I believe majority of them are true. Now, first things first up on the list. For the people who are watching, I appreciate the love that's came through. For the first people who are watching, the first thing on the list, they got up here is Bigfoot, okay? Now, this one's not interesting. I know, and it's gonna get way more juicy, I promise you. Bigfoot, we're not gonna sugarfoot with it. I'm just giving you the top 10. But I saw this list, and I'm not even gonna stay on Bigfoot long, even though I believe that'd be true too. I just think it's a type of animal that's in the woods somewhere that nobody's ever seen. Remember, there's parts of this world that's deep jungle that nobody's gotten into. Remember, you can't even have a train go from like North America all the way down through to like the tip of South America because you have to go through the rainforest and the jungle, and they can't get through it. That's how dense that motherfucker is. So you got a dense one that dense. Oh my God, that's crazy. You got to know it. So I believe it's true. I just, like I say, to me, that was just, okay. All right. Number 9, though. Number 9 is when things get good. What did you say in that? You said... Okay, there you go. Anyways, all right, I don't get what you mean, that Sugarfoot. But listen, okay, so number 9 is going to be, we live in a simulation. Now, this one has been coming up a lot lately, and I think it's because, you know, a lot of content has to do with things like people saying that people are NPCs. Like they say that the like 80% of the Caucasian race, they said, is NPCs, non-playable characters, clone babies, things like this. This is not my conjecture. I can take you to professors who said this. This is not me, allegedly. I love TikTok shop. But so what I've learned is that when you got, and the reason why I say that too is because, all right, couple of reasons why I'm saying I can believe we're in a simulation. Couple of reasons. 1, 2, the simplistic one. There is a, well, I saw a documentary called the 5-hour documentary. 5-hour documentary, he basically broke down how the earth could almost be like a motherboard or a grid. And he uses steeples. They used to have these little things, they call them anticotex now, but these little anchors on the top, things like this. These are like motherboards, chips, things like this. And we could be literally like batteries. Mind you, the human race, we are 100 degrees for no apparent reason, not plugged into anything at all. Like I say all the time. So you are like a battery. If you remember the movie Matrix, that's what they basically was doing. They were feeding off of us, our energy, and they was creating a world, but they were feeding off our energy like we were batteries. And so that's one reason why I can believe it. Another reason why, here's a simplistic one. Have anybody ever did that deep dive into your horoscope thing? Now, I am not sun and moon and stars, brother. I'm not that dude. I'm not the astronomy dude, astrology. And I get it. Trust me, I understand how it plays into the world and how those when we're moving to the age of Aquarius things. I get it. I believe it. I'm not that versed in it though. And being I'm not that versed in it, I remember someone gave me one of my little breakdowns. And someone said to me, as long as they know the date of birth, the time you was born, and something else. I knew all of it. Gave it to her. She gave me my thing back. What's my natal chart or whatever it's called? She gave it back to me. People, family, I ain't gonna be family. Do you know I had no choice in this thing? This mother knew me to the T. It knew every emotion, every thought, every personality type, everything. This thing basically told me, you have no choice in this matter. This is who you are. And I'm not the only person I know that have experienced that when they've looked at this chart. And that's amazing that this thing can be so accurate. And I'm not talking about the delusional thing people be with themselves. You know, some people are delusional. No, I'm so kind and loving and sweet. And you be like, bitch, no, you ain't none of them things. I'm talking about when you're realistic, you're looking at yourself, you kind of can see this is really who you are. And so that kind of feeds into the whole simulation thing. What's going on, Naturally? Appreciate you, Sugar, for coming in. You know, it ain't a lie without you being up in here. I appreciate you. So to me, that's how I look at it. Thank you for joining the fan club. I appreciate you for doing that. You know, like I said, every fan club member counts. Oh, too, for side note, before we get back to it, I'm gonna have a big perk for people who join the fan club, especially when the website come up. I appreciate you too, Sugarfoot. And that's what I'm gonna do. But anyways, let me get back into it. But yes, if you've ever looked at your little natal chart and seen that thing like that, you're gonna probably have no choice in this matter either. So now, if something knows you that well, it has to be like a program. Classic example, when you do with AI and things like that, she has a program. It has a program. It is not free will. It has limitations. You wanna know how I know? I'll give you a side note. I can't, sometimes if I wanna generate a thumbnail and I try to do it through the AI, that bitch will tell me in a minute, nope, that violates our guidelines. We can't talk about that. And it ain't me using profanity or anything like that. It's just, they don't like the topic. So they have parameters put in place on AI. So best believe this, people. Side note, just so on a simplistic level, let's use our common sense. This AI does have a creator. This AI will not be free will. This AI was not gonna be on its own. That's the excuse it's gonna use to you. They're setting up the game now. Oh, it's gonna be sentient. It's gonna do what it wants. It's gonna do it. Do you really believe the people who control the entire freaking planet is gonna let a machine take it up? No. They're gonna give you the illusion that that's what's happening. By my words, this is how you're gonna know if they ever get it. You ever seen the show? It was a show called Colony a couple of years ago. Really good show. They lived in these things like blocks. It's almost like Hunger Games, where there was an elite group that lived in a specific time and then everybody else lived in this and y'all got over-policed and it was rough and the aliens were doing it, right? But in actuality, they will do that. They will use this, because I've heard about the operation. I forgot the name of it, when they're supposed to use a 3D effect, when they're supposed to, was it Bluebeam? Project Bluebeam? I can't remember. But one of them, when they're supposed to fake basically an alien attack. It's coming. And then what will happen is they will tell you then, oh my God, these people have taken over. These people, we cannot stop. They're dogging us. We can't do nothing about it. Sorry about that, people. I'm sitting there messing you guys up all over there on L-Dot. My bad. But yeah, they'll be telling you over there really bad that you can't handle something, you can't do something. They'll be telling you, we have to listen to what they say, but for some reason, they're gonna wanna keep them in power. They're gonna become the proxies. Donald Trump will be forever proxy to the United States, meaning the aliens speak to him and he delegates to us. Isn't that ironic? Why does the alien come in and then respect the structure of things in the place that it's coming to conquer? It wouldn't do that. When it comes in, it's gonna come in and it's gonna wipe everything out. That's what it's going to do. This whole notion that we have to stay at the top, I'm telling you, that's the game. Remember, anything to absolve themselves from the behavior or to hide themselves from the behavior that they're doing to us. So yes, of course I believe this. And let me get back to the topic. Simulation, yes, I believe that this could potentially be a simulation. Yes, I could believe we could be a programmer. Go watch Westworld. Yes, we could be literally living the same thing over and over again. Classic example, this whole Mandela Effect. And I think, let me stop jumping. I think that's on the list. I just told you guys one of them. I think it's on the list. Hold on, let me check. No, can't do it. We gotta go back. Anyways, but yes, I do believe we're in a simulation. But let me say this last thing about the horoscopes before I move on. If you ever did your little natal chart, like I said, this, that, and the third, and it basically broke you down to a T2, look at it like this. If I can do that, that means them people in control know to do that to you. Oh, let me see how this person thinks. Let me see how this person thinks. Y'all ever seen that movie, The Minority Report? It was a Tom Cruise movie, like early 2000s. And this movie basically was about, they were gonna be able to predict when a crime was going to happen. Well, I can see them doing this again with this situation. I can see them basically taking our information, our natal charts, our things that makes us who we are, especially if we're a program, and they basically said, let's just control them. They know all of your desires, all this other thing. They break you down, and then the AI, oh my God, it moves so quickly. It's just like that. Something that moves that fast, oh my God, we can't keep up with that. But anyways, I digress. Let me move on. Hit the like button, shed a light, people. Now, at number 8 on the list, I've never even well, I ain't gonna say I never heard of it. It makes sense, but I never heard this as being a thing. I never heard this being a thing. Number 8 is the dead internet theory. Hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you've heard of this. It's called the dead internet theory, meaning it's called one of the newest internet theories, which means there's probably some freaking truth to this because they don't gave a name to it. Side note, anytime them folks give a title to something or give a name to something, they're doing 2 things. One, they're validating it, letting you know it's real. That's one. And then 2, the other thing they're doing is they're trying to hide it behind them words. Theory means yes, it's happening. Mainstream media means no, it's not happening. And so that's how I look at things. So when I look at this dead internet theory, it's basically saying it's an argument online today saying that internet traffic and like comments, engagements are bots and AI instead of real people. Now, I cannot imagine, and y'all have some of you people that some of the family that's been in here before knows most of the time when I get pushback in here, most of the time it's from them faceless folks that's online. And like I said, I've talked to enough AIs to understand that these people can actually hold a conversation like they're real. And that's at a primitive level that they give to us at free. If I'm gonna use it for free, I'm not paying for it. So like you say, they give it to us. So you already know how sophisticated at another level it is. Now, you don't think your country will use bots against you? Yes. You don't think when them robots are gonna become your police force? Of course, then they can just use the fact that, oh, it was a machine, it malfunctioned. Now mind you, it's gonna go for them folks putting us down because they fear for their life or they thought they saw a gun or whatever BS excuse they give us. And then it's gonna go over to the police officer, it's gonna be, he malfunctioned. Sorry about that, he malfunctioned. We didn't know, he malfunctioned. You know how these people be. But this theory is, I believe that. I can believe they do flood it with that, but I think what they do is they do it to people like myself, they do it to people like you, they do it to people who are conscious about things that are going on. Now, the mindless person who's watching the person just get pies in their face or mukbang or whatever they call it, they just sit there and eat food or they doing a challenge with the one hot chip, which some of them just is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. You people crazy for doing them things. But they're not coming after that. They're coming for conscious channels. The reason why I know it is because anytime you're trying to put any information, trying to get some valid, look, for me, I always tell people, I'm a rabbit hole person. Get me on a subject that interests me, I'm gonna dive in that bitch until I can't find nothing else no more. I tell people now, if you've been here before, I talk so much about the architecture because it's like the last 4 or 5 years, there's been so much information I absorbed just from one random article I read. And it just set me on a path. But now fast forward to today, you can't even find information like that. Go to YouTube. Remember, YouTube is nothing more than a search engine. But if you go to YouTube now, they are just stifling and showing you. Look, I would love to be able to go on YouTube and say, yo, YouTube. When I want to see some history, I don't want to see none from the History Channel. Stop showing me that. Stop showing me Science Earth and the Discovery Channel. I don't want to see none of that. All that is BS. Everything that you put on the screen, Discovery Channel and History Channel is BS. I always tell people like this, you know how messed up these people is with that. The History Channel, when it comes to building the pyramids. Everybody knows this entire planet was black as ever at one point. It was the only thing was black at one point. And they pull them out the ground, they show you that everything was black when they pull it out. And remember when they... Remember when they got to the pyramids? Well, let me stop, because let me stop. If I keep going, I got in trouble last week, so let me stop. If I stop talking about white people too much, they started pulling me down. So let me stop. Let me leave it alone. Anyway, let me move it. But I do believe that this theory is true. I believe that they flood us with bots to do. And see, one thing I know about these people too is that they like to dissipate energy. Meaning, if we're in here talking about something constructive, like how many weeks have we been in here and we've had conversations about black people buying land together, starting groups together. And I don't mean groups like AKAs, we just getting together and dance. Forget all that. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about let's get together, let's purchase some land. Hell, I'm ready to get off on that tangent. But as we start having those conversations about building tangible things that black people can do other than just freaking voting, and what you see is here comes people. Oh no, let me dissipate the energy. They've been designed this way. I believe, like I said, a large portion of them are NPCs. Now that's not disrespect. Let me validate that, because I've said that multiple times on here, and when I say that, people don't believe me when I say that. So let me throw this up on the screen real quick. Hold on, because I need to find that, because I'm gonna play this video when this guy tells you that they're NPCs. This is not me. Let me find this. Where's this video at? Let me see this video, because I gotta find it. Hold on. So I wasn't planning on playing it. Hold on. Where did you go, brother? Shit. Oh no, I cannot find. Watch, I find it when I get off here, because I can't find it now. It's in my list, but I have a list. Brother, he's actually doing a lecture at the same time. He's telling them, a guy comes up and asks a question basically about where white people from, and he basically just flat out told him, yo, like 80% of y'all you're not here, you're not real. It's just you're NPCs. I got an episode I'm gonna do that I talked about, and I'm gonna get back to the topic. But I got an episode I'm gonna be doing coming up. It's about where did they come from, and this is not in a disrespectful way. I don't get on here to be hateful. What I want black people to do, I get on here to talk to my people, and I get on here to talk to them and say, look, enough of the falling for the same okie doke banana in the tailpipe over and over and over again. So we have conversations that opens up the third eye. We have conversation that makes us critically think, because that's the one thing that they have taken out of the school systems is the fact of critical thinking. And see, what I want to do is I want to critically think. And so when I start diving into history, and then you realize, hey, you just got here with real no explanation how you got here. I know they out of Africa too, but they went up there and they lost their melanin up 1,000. I hear all that. But I know, no, that sounds like a story. That got too many holes in it. Oh, no. Then, no, they just, no, stuff got, then remember when we were kids, and they don't talk about this no more. This is how okie dokie they done it. Remember back in the day when they said the man just evolved from a fish? He just came out the water one day and then he grew legs one day, or he came from monkeys. He just evolved and got less hair and decided to talk. But now they don't even say none of that anymore. We don't even go that route anymore. That's how I know the history that they feed you in school is never any real history, because if it was, then why did they just drop certain things and move on? Because that's what they've done. Honestly, I don't have little kids now, but are y'all little kids learning that now? Are they telling the little kids in school now about the evolution theory and all this? Are they even discussing that now in detail? Because they used to discuss that in detail when I was a kid. SGR, I can't say it, but I agree with you, okay? And the only reason why I say this, and see, when you say what you said, because I can't say it, because I want to keep the channel going, when I say they could potentially be, let's say ETs, extraterrestrials, because when most people don't realize the word just means not of Earth, or whatever, not, some shit like that. So if that's what it means, doesn't mean that they have to come from the sky. That's what they have us believing. They could literally be from somewhere else. Next piece of land over. Could be somewhere on that side. Could literally be that. We don't know. So that's what my whole thing. So I don't know, but I can say that theories make sense. Because mind you, I tell the story all the time about the early 1900s. I always tell people, if you're here every day, I'm going to beat it like a drum beat. Majority of them folks that's in this country now got here between 1890 and 1920. Now, they will tell you, all of them will say, especially the men, when you corner them and ask you when their family got here, they were all pilgrims. They all from their founding father. All of them say it. But they ain't. No. Majority of them don't know who their grandmothers are. I'll say their great-grandmothers. Majority of them don't know where they came from. This is another thing. They yell at black Americans. They yell at black Americans all day long about we need to be married. We don't know nothing about that over there at all. And it makes sense by your story if we were from over there, because you ripped us of all of that information. So we don't have it. But if people picked up their belongings in Europe, put their little sacks on their back, and decided to put their $2 together to get on the boat to cross the water, why didn't they say, Auntie, I'll write you a letter? Cousin, I'll love you, I'll miss you. No, they don't have family over there. How are they just getting here? 80% of them, if not more, just getting here. Then how did it doesn't make any sense. So again, I have to do a whole episode on where potentially did they come from? And are they? Classic example. Let's just go see it. I have to show you guys this. Now, I've been hearing the whole, this is not real. Where did it go? Freaking A, where did it go? I'm gonna show y'all this. Okay, here you go. I have to show y'all this one. Now, this is Mark Wahlberg. I don't know why I said the guy's name like that. But this is Mark Wahlberg. He's standing with this white tea lady, right? And he's saying she can open and shut her pupils. Y'all probably saw this, right? So I'm gonna put this on the screen. And like you said, guys, just be quick, okay? Because TikTok don't be playing. So I'm gonna put it on the screen. So if you at work and you looking at your computer, just look up for a second, okay? If you driving, just keep driving. Shit, it's a playback on YouTube. 300 Radio. We're gonna put it up there. But let me pull it up for everybody. I'm gonna pull it up here. Let me see. I don't even know if I can put this bitch on the screen for you guys. Hold on. Let me see. Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay, so you can see it. All right, so let me do it over here. Let me get it. Hold on. Y'all ready? All right, boom. Here we go. Y'all see this? Now, well, let me enlarge this shit. Come on, let me just enlarge it. Fuck. Well, hold on. I can't, because I don't want to blow it up. Hold on, I got to blow it up so you guys can see it. Hold on. Let's go. All right, there you go. Boom. Let me get this bitch off screen. Come on, thing. Get off. Come on, mouse. Come on. All right, there you go. All right. So, I put that up there because I think what they doing with that is they're trying to normalize something that ain't normal for humans to do. I know you've seen the videos of the loose skin on Joe Biden's neck, and then you seeing people with masks on, and then you seeing shapeshifted, and I've seen it all. Now, people always say, oh, that's just the internet. Why is it everything just the internet, ain't nothing real? Why isn't nothing real? None of it's real at all. It is real. What it is just think about the Men in Black. Think about any movie they'll tell you, you just pass it off as being part of the blogs. We'll just make it believe like they're just conspiracy theories. But I remember, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Delbert Blair, but the late Delbert Blair. Now, I get it, he's very controversial in his way of thinking. Some people say he was bad crazy. Other people say he was a genius. But Delbert Blair, to me, I believe, well, he said it himself. He said he was in contact with aliens. He talked about the things that he learned from. I think he said he was abducted. I can't remember that. It's been so many years since I really looked at his content. But I don't think he's crazy, and I think I can tell you just like this. Anybody who don't watch the path of what they said in front of us always sounds crazy. I sound crazy. I can promise you this. My people, family, if they ever let me out of YouTubian struggleness and they move me into a different stratosphere, all of a sudden, I'm gonna go from being, hey, there's that really nice guy that loves the shit out of black folks, to he's evil, violent, and don't like nobody. He's out here perpetrating hate. Be all that from that point on. Why? Because anything that is positive for us is a negative. But I digress. I'll move on. But I just do know that something ain't right. Something's not right with these people. And when that woman did, now, I've seen some of the comments, it went from being before, oh yeah, of course, this is a rare condition. You always hear the rare condition. Oh yes, they'll explain it away. This is a rare condition that we search. Why is everything rare? Why we ain't never heard of it? Why all of a sudden it pops up on the scene and you be like, I swear to God, I ain't never seen this before, ever before. Seen doctors be like, I've never heard of this. This is new. No, there's a new saying that they done gave something to explain away something else that they doing. But I don't know what these people are. I'm gonna be honest with you. But let's look at it. Let's go deeper. I always say this, and I'm not trying to get in trouble, and I'm not trying to last on this one topic for so long, but I'm trying to say this. Look at it like this. Look at it like that. Fuck it. All right. Why you from here? Again, and the ecosystem attack you. Why you can't reproduce normally like everybody else do? Mind you, this is what they do to black people. They have effeminized the boys, put sass in a glass for them to drink. So they ain't trying to have nothing no more. They wearing purses. The women at them clinics, just by the millions they've been gone, all that good jazz, and we still can reproduce like a mother. But then they be like, oh no, they had a zero birth. How did you get there? What is the problem? I think you're out of your ecosystem. Classic example. You feeling it yet, people? When it comes to the food? Are you feeling like every time you go out the house, you wondering if the meat is meat, if you wondering if the chip is a chip, if you wondering if the water's the water? Everything you go, it's like that now. It ain't just me. I know it for you. If you ain't feeling that, something's wrong. So when I say I look at stuff like this, all this is just, come on, man. It's like we live out of, right now, we're not at our most optimal. Let me say it this way. We're not at our most optimal selves. Why? Because we're living in an internal environment that is not conducive for us to thrive in. I can give you an example. I said this the other day. People are ready to blow your fucking mind. Hit the like button if you agree with this one. You want to know how I know your brain don't work the same way it used to work? I want to talk to all my 80s and 70s and 60s babies, the people who can remember the 90s. No, I'm talking about the 90s when the sitcom era was at its height. Martin Lawrence, Fresh Prince, all of them good jazzes, right? Y'all remember them. I'm gonna show you how your mind is not the way it used to be. Remember when you would watch an episode of Martin? Now remember, if you didn't record it on your VCR, you ain't gonna catch it again until it comes on reruns in the summer. So you gonna get to see that episode maybe once, maybe twice that year. This is like 92, 93. You remember this, right? But I remember in 94, if I saw the rerun again, I'm reciting this TV show word for freaking word. I can recite the Martin lines word for word in 94. How do I do that? And I've seen the episode maybe 3, maybe 4 times at best over a 3-year span. I am watching movies today that in a year, I don't even remember anything about the film, only than the title. That's just, I remember I watched it. I don't remember what happened. I have finished watching a movie and can't tell you what the movie was about sometimes when it comes to these things now. Our brains are not optimal like they used to be. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's get back to the point. These people, the sun attacks, they have to coat themselves in blockers to come outside. Remember this, people. And people always say, black people, they need suntan lotion. No, you don't. You know when you need it for now? Because you eating that diet. Your body is out of alignment. Your pH is off. All of that is going on internally. I've seen scientists, I've seen doctors talk about this. Black people don't need this stuff unless that's when you're feeling it, something's internally off. Sounds like they're mutating you, doesn't it? But for them, remember, I can go in the sun all day long. As light as I am, as they say. I can go stand in the sun. All I'm gonna do is get dark. I have never burned. And I've been in some sun. Try go to Phoenix. My daughter's living. Try go to Phoenix in the middle of summer. It's like you can't breathe. It's so hot. Go to Texas. I was out there in Texas for a while. You can't breathe. It's so hot. And then Texas is sweaty hot. So you're musty all the time. Anyways, but I digress. All I'm saying is that something's not right, and I think they have convinced us that they are us. Now remember, and I always say this too, when they do studies and tests, when they get them little rats, and they like to take the rats and they like to put them out there, what color is the rat that they like to pull out when they want to do something? You want to know why is that color? Because that's different than you. Want to know why they use rats anyway, period? Look it up. Anyway, I've heard the experiments. I've heard the construction of someone made them in the lab. And I honestly say this potentially could be the lab theory because, hey, incubator babies. What did you say right here? I don't know his name. What are you talking about? Who said it? You said somebody wanted us to have all our DNA. Look, I know one thing. That's why I don't send my stuff to 23andMe. I want to say to my people like this. Just look at it like this. I know that you want to know where you were coming from on the continent. It's a hustle, people. I know you heard the saying for one. It's for entertainment purposes only. I get it, and they've explained it away, but it's still the fuck on there. All right, that's one. Two, I can't to tell you, you cannot trace a nomadic people. Oh, you talking about that young man? Oh yes, I remember that. And mind you, they're talking about drinking people blood. Anyway, I don't know what I can say on here. Look, I can't lounge. What's it? Red lounge. I can't even have a conversation. I can't even say the words. I'm gonna leave it alone. So you got me sidetracked. I'm gonna talk about them things. But anyway, these people. I'm just saying these people. And like I say, I'm not trying to disparage them at all, but what I'm saying to you is, and then also I'll say it to it like this. Again, don't believe me, just pull, okay, we call it wine. There we go. They drink the wine of the people. There you go. They like red wine of the people. And they like baby wine, like the real virgin one, the young ones, wines. Like the young wines. If you get it, talking wine, people. That's what the man with the file like to do with them other folks. I will say something who brought it up, Red Lounge, when you brought it up. I'm gonna tell you like that. You did hear, you see how all these entertainers are aging? They look very old, very fast, and people keep saying, oh, they went home for COVID. Nah, that. Their bodies don't look beat, their face look beat. Because they took that thing, for one. They took that thing. And then two, I don't think everybody getting that baby wine no more. Something ain't going on, you know? So that's all I'm saying. But anyways, man, I need to do the whole episode. If you guys want to watch that, hit the follow button, hit the like button. Let me know if you want to watch that. And we'll go ahead and we'll do a whole one in that. Because it's so many theories. And I always say this. One thing I've learned in life, if there's a whole bunch of smoke, goddamn, there's some fire somewhere. And one thing I've noticed about them, everything, look, let's just say this. You know, if you're regular here with me, I appreciate my people who come in all the time, my family. And I'm going to tell you like this, I'm going to keep saying it. All the ingenuity and stuff that made them, they said great. They okey-doked the shit out of it. Then they made us believe that they did it all and didn't do nothing. Didn't build nothing, didn't discover nothing. All they good for is taking it and owning it. That's what they do, but they don't build nothing. There is no one outside in the... You ever notice every time you pull back a layer, one of them people they have glorified and said is special, you got a Negro somewhere in the back. Oh, Edison. No, that's Latimer. Lewis Latimer in the back. Oh, no. You got the Henry Ford. No, there's what's my man name? The Lapina guy was helping. Then they even got, damn, that's the Real McCoy company. They wanted that. Why is it that there's always some whispers of others when it's them folks? But they're so great with it. No, they're not. Great at telling the story. They're great storytellers now. I will tell them that one. Great storytellers. Love to put, and they like to rub it in your face. If you're not into content, television show things that are talking about sci-fi, and things like that, yup, I do love TikTok Shop, SGR. I'm so sorry. I'm tripping. Don't know what I'm tripping for. All I know is that, let me move over this because y'all gonna get me in trouble. Get me talking about these folks. Moving on. Now, the next one, still talking about them. They talking about the next big conspiracy theory that's on the world, they say, is the Illuminati, the New World Order. And I like to tell people like this. I appreciate the love. I tell you like this, though. With this New World Order, you in the middle of it. Don't think it's coming. Brothers, sisters, my family, it is here. When everybody has corrugated and aggregated all resources into 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 businesses, you are under the spell of these people. What do I mean? Let's use the evidence that everything, the New World Order was this: one world government. Do whatever, control it all. We've been living under that forever. You just looking at it differently. You waiting for the Hunger Games. I'll give you an example. How do you get hundreds of countries all to agree to that shot in 2020? Ding, ding, ding. But now we're finding out through scientists and the CDC and this person. They putting articles out. You may not be reading them, but I am. They're telling you, this is not a vaccine. This is not something people should be ingest. This has adverse effects, 6,600 of them to be exact as of today. So all of this is going on, but they got every country in the world damn near to agree to it. New World Order. See, now it would be different if it was a real pandemic, but it wasn't. Remember, less than 0.5% of the population, I think it was 0.2% of the population succumbed to it, and they ballooned them numbers. So I'm just telling people, I don't know what you expect. I'll give you another example. The UN has a summit recently, you heard it, about reparations. Is it owed to black folks? And these people all get together as one nation and say, yep, them nickels, black Americans, have suffered the most heinous atrocity in human history. And the United States said, nope, they ain't doing that. And remember, the UN is supposed to be there to check anybody who's out of line when it comes to their people. How in the world does one country get to tell all of y'all, nah, I'm still not doing it? Why? Because this is New World Order. What's the question? You said, so if we got reparation, what would be next? I can tell you what would be next if we got reparation. I can buy land. I'll give it even better. I'm gonna make it sound better. I'm not even gonna go that route that most people go. I get a chance to build generational wealth for my family. I'll be able to send my kid to an amazing college education without break. I'll fix my credit. You say all the beautiful things. I gonna travel the world. I gonna buy some stuff. I'm going to invest. I'm going to put myself probably a little tiny home, got some land. I'm going to do all of it. If I wanted to buy Cadillacs and a Gucci belt, I'm going to do that too. But the reason why I'm saying this is because I think people don't understand what reparations is. Reparations is not something that people needs to, you can G-check me on what to do with my paper. No, it is a debt. Oh, classic example. I had children, paid child support. When I paid for my oldest child, I had to pay child support for it. Do I get to dictate where the money goes? If a mama want to pay a bill, she want to do this. I don't get to dictate none of that. The same way none of these motherfuckers gonna try to tell me what to do with mine. You owe it, now pay it. That's all that it needs to be said. I think what people got to confuse is that people are entitled when it comes to black folks. Like, you got some say-so over what we got going on. No, them people who are opposed it with that same narrative, and I'm not saying you are or not. I'm not saying that's what you are. I haven't even read the comments to know where you coming from. But when people come in that thing aggressively and tell me people like, I was like, you don't get to wag your finger after your folks did all this atrocity. Look, this was my people's land. You came in and took it, and now I'm a guest and I have to pay bills to you. You lucky we don't ride. So I'm gonna need you to stop sitting over there entitled like you got something going on, like you got to tell me. No, it don't work that way. I don't care if it was 10 generations ago. Your 10th granddaddy stole my granddaddy Cadillac, I'll still want it back. I'm gonna be salty. That was my granddaddy goddamn Cadillac. I don't care how many times y'all pass that thing down. That's my family's thing. What is we saying here? Got people going on. What we got to say? What is this? Hold on now. Somebody's losing their mind. What am I entitled for? What am I entitled? Now I'm gonna say this before I block it, because I can see now you're gonna be one of them trollers like to come in and do a lot of talking. I know, and you part. Oh, so this is perfect for the one we were just talking about, the dark internet theory. Yeah, didn't I just say to you guys? He's proving me right in the real time. The faceless person is the person who always comes in and has negative to say about what I have to say. Bot. So it could be a bot. I don't know, but I'll address it before I block it. Again, if you say you part Indian, means you white. If you ain't a bot. It's just all is what it is. It's amazing that all the writings from that they have that I've read, 14, 15, 16, 1700s, talks about niggas, dark skin swarthy, dark skin black this. And then every time I look at a tribal chief, it's somebody who looks just as pale as the dude telling me right now, he's the man. I'm sorry, no thank you. I know you want me to believe it, but you're here for no reason. Yes, you say, yeah, you AI. He definitely is. And that's all it is. And like I said, I'll let him go for a minute, but it's cool. But the only reason why I say this is because of this. It's the same thing every time. When are my black folks gonna realize and get it in their heads? Oh, let me go block them. He's gonna be a distraction. Let me hear. Bye-bye. And you're out of here. See what it is, people like that, what it is. Again, I tell you all the time, it's a blueprint, people. If you were here yesterday, we did a breakdown of Westmore when he was on there basically talking to people about reparation, and he followed the blueprint on how to get out of having that conversation. Same thing with these people. It's the same blueprint. You're not owed anything. You're entitled to this. You guys didn't owe anything. My family didn't do anything. You don't get to pass down wealth, and while I'm passing down trauma and don't think that that's gonna be equal. No, bitch, you owe. And I just say that's what it is. And see what it is, you ain't gonna shame me. I have no shame when it comes to it. You're not, look, if the United States government if Sally Mae, what's the other one they do? But if Sally Mae ain't ashamed for the way she robbing us, I love TikTok shot, allegedly. I know y'all, they get real touchy about that. If she ain't acting like she did, why am I acting ashamed? No, you owe me. You owe my family. See, to the people, and I address them folks one time and I move on. See, when your family got to pass down all that wealth, y'all got to pass down, as Tariq she likes to say, your $1 million worth of whiteness. When you get to pass all that good jazz down to your folks over and over and over and over again, when I have to pass down generational trauma, when I got to pass down stress, I got to feel it now through my epigenetics and everything else because you guys did no repair. You basically said you open up the plantation and they're gone, nigga. Yeah, they force it. But I'm not going to repair you psychologically. I'm not going to repair you mentally. I'm not going to repair you financially. I'm not going to repair you in any form of fashion. And then I'm going to terrorize you. On top of it, this is why no one of their country can come, of their group can come talk to me. You're not going to say that you did this openly to me, to my people, my family. That means some of my family was on a fucking piece of land and never left. Could you imagine being in your house and never leaving? So you want to tell me that's a family member of mine that's in the soil now that I got to deal with. Then two, you're going to tell me after they got off, you terrorized my people. Then when you couldn't terrorize it because black folks said, I am black and I am proud and you are no longer going to do it. Shout out Robert F. Williams. I love TikTok shop. You said, shit, they don't decided they're going to pick up arms and they're going to fight back Black Panther Party. So what they said then, we got to do something else to them. Just drop crack on them. Give them that new hotness. Give it to them at a discount. Give it to them like they ain't never had it before. That's why people don't realize they will be demonized in the 80s, but y'all got to realize they dropped off something they ain't know what that was. The 80s was to crack to people in the 80s was the same thing when them folks was out here popping them ecstasy pills. People didn't know what that thing doing. I had a friend of mine, I ain't seen anything about 20 years, I can say it. I had an old friend of mine back in the day, this brother right now, he said he took so much of him and his old lady, he couldn't even get up no more without them things. I said, oh no, I'll never take one of those. I like to work independently. I don't like substances. So I'm just saying, it don't make no sense. But anyway, I digress. Let me move on. But that's what I say to them people like that. I don't give them the time of day because what they are doing is to here just to dissipate the energy. But I want you to do this, my family, my people. When someone wants to challenge you on why your family owed reparations, say, when you got to go to Mr. John's land to pick up some shit when you in the South, because you know what I'm talking about. Oh, my family's the Taylor family, we on this. You mean my people land? See, you don't look at it like that because you think you come from over that boat and cross the water. You don't look at it as like Mr. John's and them are sitting on your property. They are on your property. Your family's in the ground. You wanna know I know it? Every time they dig one up, it's somebody that's black. That's your family. Again, they say they've been here for thousands of years themselves. What do they say? They came into existence 4,000 years ago? BS. BS. I'm gonna tell you how I know it's BS. Don't tell nobody. Because someone tell me the last time they just said that they keep digging out white T-bones ever. That means over 4,000 years, you're supposed to have some bones that they be pulling up. Why every time they pull up one, it's a nickel? You want to know why? Because they just got here. I can't say that but so many different ways without getting in trouble, but they just got here. And when I say they just got here, I say less than 200 years. I know that sounds crazy because you was taught about the pyramids and you were told Greeks and Romans. Newsflash, people, everything that you saw that was on there. Oh my God. Look, they doing it now. They doing it on my backup page. So now look, I'm streaming on my backup page. They're telling me that I got to get flagged for misinformation. So people, when I say you, welcome to the Matrix, welcome to the Hunger Games, welcome to social credit score, welcome to now we can't even have a conversation amongst each other. Do you not have to pay a fucking bill yourself? Do you not have children to take care of yourself? Do I not allow in the country they said has the First Amendment right is freedom of fucking speech, but all of a sudden now we can't speak? Because it's all misinformation? Ain't it ironic everything that hurts you is misinformation? Man, they kill me with that. Every time it be like that. Again, a liar is the one that got to cover his track. The truth don't never have to do it. I stand here full-chested and together right now and tell you right now I have a conversation with anybody. These people are the ones constantly throwing up roadblocks and barriers and telling you this is right and that's wrong. And no, stop it. But let me go. They blocked out when they're going to get this one next. So I digress. Let's move on. But I know what they've already done. The reason why they don't hit this page that heavy no more with that type of information, because I've already been flagged in the algorithm. They've already hit me so bad in the algorithm that literally if I put up a short from this video today, we could be spitting hot fire, man. Hot fire. Like Dalan, hot fire. They gonna show it to 3 people. They said, no, not you, nigga. All right, number 6 on the list. Number 6 on the list. I'm not a huge fan, but I do believe it to be true. Area 51, AKA the Alien Factory. Now, Of course, we've kind of dove into this, so I'm not going to stay on this one long. I believe this to be true as well. I believe that they have came in contact with others. When you go into Area 51, you're going to see a bunch of them. Say the aliens. I'm just joking. I'm joking. But I'm just saying, I would be surprised if there was multiple species that walks, talks, and things like this. I know you people have probably heard about the gray people, and you've heard about the inner earth. You've heard about all those things. I know you've heard of all those things. So I wouldn't be surprised that there's some truth to all of this. I don't. Like I say, I always tell people like this now. If black people were the people that they're all right, and they said we're on this soil first, if they are not the builders of this place, all the massive infrastructure, buildings, structure, roads, tunnels, everything that you see that they said they built in less than 3 years from 15 people, all this stuff they said they built, if it weren't them black folks that was on them plantations that they said was the Indians and whatever you want to call them, then who built it? When was it built? Does that destroy the whole narrative of any of history that we believe? See, this is what I've heard. I've heard scholars. I've heard scholars that have traveled the world. Because remember, chronicalized history isn't everywhere the same way. There are countries that teach a totally different piece of history than what we're told. We will say with our full fucking chest about another nation what somebody went through, and the only place we get our information from is our school books. You can go to China and get a whole different story about what their history looks like than what is here. America has you believing that what they tell you is true. None of this is true. I know this not to be. I know none of it's true. So being that they're like this, I can't believe history. I can't take the fact that you said you built an entire country in 100 years this way. Remember, the Industrial Revolution did not hit until 1895. So that means all the World's Fair, Philadelphia, Chicago, what are the other ones? I know they had a couple of big ones before 1895. So that means before a power tool, before any of this. They said they built the most baddest infrastructure in the world. Chicago is amazing. I always say that. No, that means someone else built it. That means the story and the timeline that they told you in them school books is not telling the truth. So what is? Then you have to say this. I'm reading Ben Franklin's own writings. This is Ben Franklin, the dude who flew the kite or whatever the fuck he did. I forgot. But you know they love him. Ben Franklin said himself, the Caucasian race is a fairly small race of people. You know what they said? He said himself out of his mouth. He called the Germans. He called the Irish, he called the Scottish, and it was a couple other groups. These swarthy niggers are not white people. They consider them to be a very small group of people. That means that in Germany, in the 1700s at least, they still had black nobility, black people were running things, black folks around. How in the late 1700s, early 1800s, remember Queen Charlotte was a black woman. So you got this black woman from at the end of the 1700s, going to the 1800s. She is still nobility to the point she goes over here and marries another king. To turn around, you tell me by 1920, 1930, all them folks in Europe is in Germany is white people now. What happened to our people? Something happened. Something got disrupted. And I'm telling you guys, it's not just, oh my God, we could just come by, we can start talking about the Stuarts. We can talk about the people who started Europe, the England and London. We can talk about how the fact of they ain't got no construction photos of the Eiffel Tower. None of this. None of it. What is your name, what's your name? Vina, you're gonna have to tell me what you want to discuss, and I'll let you up. I have no problem. I need to know what you want to discuss. I can't let it. I told you they be blocking my lives. I can't afford you putting some on the screen. Well, I appreciate that, Mary J. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate you. But anyways, let me move on. I don't want to stay on this subject too long because when you get on now, I guess I shouldn't be having this subject today. But number 5, they still call number 5 a conspiracy theorist, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, how is number 5 a conspiracy theorist and we all can see it? I'm talking about chemtrails. I've seen the paperwork. I know what they're dropping on us. I know the purpose of what they drop. I can't discuss it here, but I know what the purpose of it is. But they're telling you it's all a conspiracy theory. What? Explain to me again. Why would you believe anything? If a group of people, if I broke it down by the numbers, everything I just said about the 1800s, and then you fast forward all the way to today, and you just do this over and over and over again, you just fast forward all the way to today, and you mean to tell me every time you pull back a layer, it's a lie. Remember, how many movies you need to watch based on a true story, and you find out that motherfucker lied all that time. That was his stuff. That was that black man. It's all the time. So if this has been their existence all the time, why do you think all of a sudden, when there was no camera, no video, they were just these amazing group of people? Isn't that ironic? I say that all the time. Isn't it ironic that the one time in history, now remember this, people, don't listen to the Greeks and Romans. There's no way possible they could have been white people. The sun alone would have ate they up. But two, they're not even described as being white people. They just co-opted the movies. Let's just say that, okay? So let's just say colonial times, the only time that you've seen them. So in colonial times, they are telling you that they went they almost went undefeated. They went 101, because Haiti won, they said. They went 101 against black folks in fisticuffs, meaning that they got with black men, these men, just the European, just the white ones, nothing else. They got with themselves because they had a musket. I always say this. And they said they went up against some niggas and won, wiped them out every time. Every time. And you got a musket? No. Isn't it ironic? The times you whooped up on the brother, there was no camera, there was no video. Now fast forward to there's cameras and video. All I ever see is one of them face down in the street. I don't care if it's a little brother or big brother. You don't care if it's just 9 times out of 10, you're gonna end up face down in the street. How did these people, I remind you, they still go to the gym. They're all in them. They have the lifetime memberships, what's some of them places? They got all them. They got the Nutri-Slims, they got the creatines, they got the protein shakes, they got all that. That black man on the Cheetos diet, and he still knocked you out. Did you not see the riverboat massacre? Kids, women's, auto-shaped men, everybody, just still, you trying to convince me you came to this soil and you did that through war? No, sir. You running game on me. And it worked because for years we heard it in our school books. We saw it in our school books. We saw it everywhere. They showed it to us. They said, man, we beat you every turn. Every time you thought you would win, we beat you. We beat you again, we beat you again. And then when you did beat us, we'll just make that character look like us and not be you again. No, something's amiss. Something's off. I think you know what's off. I think they're running game on us. And I know this sounds really crazy. And like I said, let me stop. I talk about this way too much. Y'all don't know how these folks in my door. Anyway, let me stop. Let me move on. God damn it, I'm going up to number 4. I shouldn't have did this subject today. I shouldn't. What do you say? What do you say in here? Hold on, I can't see it. Traded with Europeans, slaves. Okay, let me explain something to you. Okay, so what's she say? Let's state of something. Let's state of mind, or whatever you said. You got to understand the weapon, baby. Okay. I understand that the homies and them was trading guns with them, but you got to realize what they were trading. Okay? These are not superior weaponry, okay? A lot of times these are one-hitter quitters. Boom! Put some more gunpowder in there. Pack it down. And again, when they shoot, aim, boom, shoots over there. No. You're not gonna tell me. Now look, you're not going to tell me an agile brother, even on the continent, you're not going to tell me at that time an agile brother, and I've seen African men just like I've seen black men. You're trying to tell me, because self-preservation still needs to kick in at some point, okay? And see, what they try to make it sound like is that I just whooped up your self-preservation, I just whooped up on you. You couldn't stop me. What? Oh, and they was afraid when they saw the gun. No. I'm not gonna look in a line of 100 black men and there's 10 of y'all and I'm gonna no. I can tell you that it ain't like that today. Class example, you notice this? they always threaten, oh, if you keep pushing black people, it's gonna be a race war. If you keep pushing, it's gonna happen. No, you're not. You're gonna do it through easy targets. You're gonna ambush people, and then you're gonna poison their water, poison their food, poison everything else. You are not gonna take your behind into no predominant black neighborhood and handle your business. That Chip the Builder dude, Chip, they'll be running around, now he locked up. I know he didn't go to Memphis with that. He didn't go to Houston with that. He's not gonna go to Atlanta with that. He definitely going to LA with that. He know where to go. Why? Because you don't mess with certain people. Anyway, what'd you say now? You said watch the Patriot for what? Yes, one-shot muskets. That's all they have. You're not telling me. No, that's a story. The same way every time they show an Egyptian movie, same way they do everything, they become everything. Look, they control the imagery so they become everything. That's it. And what they can't do, they hide. Remember, how many of you people, I mean, honestly, how many people probably didn't hear about the Moors even existed until they probably hit their 30s or 40s? I'm ashamed to say I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s before I even read about the Moors. So you're talking about how do people who dominated, in the way you write the book, for 700 years, they made white people, they cleansed them up to the point they were almost gone here. They had to show them how to take back all this. And we never heard of them. SGR, you was faster than me, brother. That's the way you was. But anyway, so the next one was the COVID vaccine. Okay, that's what's up next. COVID vaccine. So that's the next one on the. Some people say it is a conspiracy theory. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or not, allegedly. I know what it is. Just go read the papers. They tell you, look, let me tell you something. They do not lie. They tell you everything. They just put it in places they know you're not going to look. I know you've heard that before, but it is the God honest truth. If you go pull up the adverse effects on the CDC and health.gov, it will show you all. It will show you that it is not a normal vaccine. This is not anything. And for one, stop taking vaccines. Listen, people. Stop letting these people convince. I gotta say this before I go there. Stop, because I don't never get to talk my health talk, and I'm heavily into health. Stop telling people. Stop convincing yourself that packing drugs into your system, these little pills, is health. That is not health. Vaccines in your body is not health. Do you know that the flu shot, let me use it. I gotta use words carefully. I remember they block it something. Did you know that the shot that people take for the thing that makes them cough every year, that thing has a less than a 2% effective efficacy rate? So I'm asking myself, what the fuck are you taking something that leaves you less than 2%? Because somebody want to sell you something. Somebody want to inject you with something and they want you to volunteer yourself to do it. Remember, you don't know what's in it. And they've convinced the entire planet that if you don't take it, you can't be optimal health. Newsflash, people, I'm going to tell you like this. When a job hits you up and they say, yo, we may not be able to pay you much, but your health insurance package is amazing. I don't give a fuck. I'm flying love. I don't want that. That doctor don't know nothing that he can help. Look, this is what hospital, and I'm not anti-doctor, so this is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. My daughter is applying to medical school. She finished her graduate program. She's a scientist. I love her. But she wants to go to medical school now. So she told me something I did not know the other day. Did you know when you get accepted into, once you get into medical school and you go in and do it, they have like a basic training that everybody goes to. But then you have to go into your specific field. Do you know if there's no internships in your field, they're gonna place you somewhere? So if you went in there and you said, all I want to do is be a doctor, and now you gotta look at ear, nose, and feet now, because that was the only thing that you could get into an internship. Do you know how disgruntled endocrinologist is when he gotta look at your thyroid when all he wanted to do was be a plastic surgeon? He don't care about his job. He don't want to do work for me. That's why they don't touch you. When you go to the doctor, do they touch you? No, they draw blood. They look at your blood. They look in your throat, they check your lung, and they give you MRIs. That is not what a doctor is supposed to do. I always say this, and I want to say this with love because they don't like a negative talk. With love, the system is backwards. If you wanted to have a healthy environment, you should prioritize the doctor whose patients are healthy should make more money, not the ones who are the most sick. I used to say this before. I lost a lot of aunties after that thing because they took that thing. I lost aunties, uncles, everybody. Cardiac arrest. I know what got them. But before they went, I remember my aunties. Now, my aunties all lost their husbands. My aunties and my mama, they all lost their husbands. My dad they lost my father. They all passed on. So, you know, we got the old lady gang. That's what my mama was. It was my mama and all her sisters. Now, the gang got a lot smaller because they lost some of them. But they used to sit around and I used to listen to them when I go visit them. They would sit around and brag about who pill bag was bigger. Oh, no, you think you got some pills. I got some pills. And they bragging on how many pills they taking. See, that is a warped mind that they have done to our family. That is not health. Your doctor is no different than Rick Ross. You get this, you know what I'm saying. No different than Franklin Saint, Ghost, Tommy Egan. It's no different. They just their office is a little bit different. Tommy's mobile. Your doctor's not. Anyways, let me move on. I gotta stay off that. But that shot is not. It's not a real. No, I've heard this thing alter your DNA. I've heard about the nanobots that leaves in you. I even read this the other day. I don't even know. And I let me say this real quick before I move on. I proudly can say I kept my entire family off that thing. But in the process, the reason why my daughter's applying to medical school now is because she refused to take that thing. So when she was in undergrad, of course, getting prepped, ready to go to medical school. So when you go to medical school, if you don't know, you have to do things like internships, things like this to boost your resume to be accepted into medical school, right along with your MCATs, right? So my daughter's doing this. When I tell you, when COVID hit, she had 2 work sessions left, and they told her, but she could not come back into the hospital until she took that thing. No. She said no, I say no, we all say no. So she had to pivot, and then she went into something totally different field, but it just had to do it. So you basically told me you derailed my entire daughter. That's why I give so much hell to these people, because they lie. So you derailed my child's existence for nothing. It was a real thing. It didn't hurt people like that. I'm not saying if you don't take this same precaution when they say, I found this out not recently. Pneumonia is only like a 70% chance, well, not only, 70%, it's a 70% chance you're gonna get over pneumonia. But that means there's a 30% chance that thing can take you out. Pneumonia. Do you see them stopping the presses every fall? Do you see them using these no. Do they shut down? No. So why would you do for something for this? You did this on purpose, so all them people would take that thing. You forced it on people. Them same people today will be like, you were telling people they couldn't get groceries. You were shaming people. Oh, you do it for your grandmama and your pap. You said all that mess. And 2, let me say this, and I swear to God, and I'll move on. Stop letting them entertainers that you love because you love their movies and stuff like that absolve them when they put that BS in front of you. I ain't gonna name, I'm naming names. Tyler Perry did a whole little thing when I was talking to my doctor and he instructed me I needed to tell my own people what's going on, and I want to tell my people it was always the niggas getting on the screen telling them why you should take it. Well, then where's these people at now saying, I'm sorry, because my auntie gone now, my uncle gone, and both of them didn't go in the best fashion either. It was very sudden, and I know that played a big role when it came to that. So now I've lost family members, people that raised me, people who reared me, people who loved me, people who let me stay with them when I had nowhere to go. These people are gone now because you wanted to stick something in them. That's why I have so much energy for them. And I don't give passes for this, man. They're doing this to us. And then putting an excuse on it. You had to do it for your grandpa. Go ask LeBron James on it. Anyways, allegedly. I love TikTok shit. Anyway, let's move on. Next one. This one, guys, I ripped this one the other day. I ain't gonna lie to you. I appreciate you. I'm glad I ain't the only one to feel that way. Hit the like button, shed a lot of people. Look, next one up, I think we all agree. We know this ain't real. And I did a whole breakdown on this one the other day, so I'll go a quick one through it. But the next one up is number 3 on the list, and this was the moon landing fake. Of course, the moon landing was faked. I know. You're one of them. Yes, it was faked. You cannot explain away through the numbers. Let's just do it. Fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's get it real quick. Okay. If the Earth is traveling through, I'm gonna have to say it for the people who heard it once, you gotta hear it again. If the Earth was traveling at 666,000 miles, it's something like that, 1,000 miles through space, and it been spinning in a circle as she's going through space, just like that. And it's another couple of thousands of miles. If you leave off that rock, in the opposite direction to go to the moon, you did it. You have to go in the opposite direction. You wanna know it? Because when we look up in the sky, it be over there, right? So you done left this rock that's spinning like this and spinning through space. Side note, how is it that if we spinning through space like that, how does the constellation stay in the same spot regardless of where we at all times? I digress, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so as that little rocket thing that they all been on, that little Sputnik, they flying through there. Now, remind you, they told you they traveling in this little machine at 25,000 miles per hour. I don't know how they don't rip your skin off or do something, but they were out there flipping and all this. This bitch is going 25,000 miles per hour to the moon. Now, another reason why we know it's fake, because nobody took a cell phone, nobody took a camera, nobody took anything. You do know you could have took a cell phone and said, well, let's take a picture of that bitch. Ooh, no. Do you know we'll be the first people in the world who ever took a picture of the moon? I'm rich, bitch. You know they will be rich. I, the only person in the world who have the image of the moon, the backside of the moon, from me, me. I have it. Nobody took a picture. Nobody took a video. I did this last week. Where's my phone at? Did nobody say, hey, oh, shit. Nobody, oh, did nobody do that? Oh, come on now. No, you would have done that. You definitely would have done that. You know why you didn't do that? Because you didn't go. Secondly, let's go last and I'll move on. I'm sorry, people. I don't mean to be sarcastic with it, but it's just, the thing didn't make no sense when they said it, it didn't make any. But then they said, now it's time to leave the moon. We just did it. Now remember, I know math. I drive cars. You drive cars. Don't we drive here, people? We grown folk. Let me ask you a question. If I'm in Atlanta, one of the major highways there is 85. If me and you part ways, you go south, I go north. I'm going north at 66 miles per hour. You going south at 25 miles per hour. You decide you're gonna go downtown Atlanta. You're gonna circle Magic City and then turn around and come back to me, 85 north. Oh, there's only one problem. I'm going 20 miles, you're going 25 miles per hour. I'm still going 66. How in the did you catch me with that speed? You can't catch me. Then, let's just say maybe he has some hydraulic boosters. I don't know, never heard of that part. But let's just say that's true. The hydraulic boosters get you caught up. You caught it. I don't know how you did it. Now, remember, they already told you where they were going to land, and I knew they knew where they were going to land when they got back. How? Because they had cameras there waiting for them, right? You saw that. So explain to me this. How did you plan? At 25 miles per hour, you flying, you up on it. Remember, Earth is doing this. How did you find your spot that you needed to get to that fast? Secondly, I jumped ahead. Let me slow down. Whoop, I'm just going too fast. Let's go back here. How about this? How about they said to enter into the Earth atmosphere is like, 5,000, 25,000 degrees. Now, never mind the Van Nuys belt that they say is a radiation belt that's over the Earth that humans can't leave. That's what they told you. At the same time, they told you they left to go to the moon in the 60s, but they then told you in the 80s and 90s and the 2000s they can't leave because of the Van Nuys belt and they lost the technology. Again, don't make no sense. But they got through the radiation belt without the radiation killing them. Excuse me, I love it. I love TikTok shop. Please don't give me TikTok. All right. I got through it somehow, some way. Now, they entered through 5,000 degrees, 10,000, 20,000, some type of crazy astronomical number that came through at 25,000 miles per hour. and was able with a parachute alone to slow that speed down to 20 miles an hour and blop, boop, right into the water. And when they got there, the whole NASA sign hadn't even been burnt off. It was painted on the side and it was still there. I realized, I knew at that very moment, people. I know this is recent, but I knew at that very moment. I realized at that moment, they don't even lie well. I honestly don't think, I think the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as they say, no, I'm not a Muslim. I'm not religious at all. But this saying I heard when I read his book years ago, and it made so much sense to me. Clean glass versus dirty glass. If you are fed nothing but a dirty glass your entire existence, you won't even know you drinking piss poor water until you see the clean glass. Then after that, you will no longer drink that gray, milky mess because you know that is not high quality water. This is the same thing with information. And I feel so bad. Oh, and you know what's so bad about the Hidden Figures, ladies? That means there's no way possible. And I'm gonna say it like this. Let me say it like this. I'm gonna tell you how both can be true. Either one or two things with the Hidden Figures, ladies, is true. Either one, they're in on it too. I hate to tell people, newsflash, niggas will lie just as much as everybody else will. We got them. Clarence Thomas, we got these people. What are you talking about? That's one. And then two, just because you giving number, matter of fact, how many of you in your call center who got to answer the phone and you got to stay on green even though you need to go do the number 2 in the bathroom and they tell you can't walk away because it ain't your break time? How many of them people know what the fuck is going on at the end of the hallway in the big office when they have a conference meeting? You don't until they fire you. So I don't need for you to tell me that these ladies, I understand it. They may have gave them some calculation, but they won't go on no fucking moon. I can tell you that. I'll tell you right now, if you want to go find somebody, go look up the guy, Eric Benet. I think that's his name. Not, is his name Eric? No, Eric Dubai. I don't say the man, Eric Benet. Go look up Eric, what is his name? His last name is Dubai. But this dude here, when I tell you, his books on it, the whole 9, documentaries, he breaks it down. It's a lot of good information. And it's clean glass versus dirty glass. And I'm sorry, none of this makes any sense. And I'm sorry for the people who believe it. But no, there was no way the moon landed is real. They tell you one way is one way, the next day is another way. But anyway, I move on. We almost at the end. I'm sorry, people. I'm glad you for riding with me. Hit the follow button. Hit the subscribe button, people. I appreciate you. Ride with the family. I appreciate you guys. All right, so next one up. Now, this one I held off because I got to go crazy. I got to say something about this number 2 on the list because this is pissing me off. This Mandela Effect is real, y'all. This Mandela Effect is real. CERN has to be involved. Who's that? What's up, Kim? What's up? I appreciate you weren't here yesterday, was you, Kim? I appreciate you for coming on in, sugar. I'm gonna say it like this. The Mandela Effect has to be real. And I'm gonna tell you when it got real for me. Now, I've heard the Bernstein Bears, which I remember one way like you guys. I know Curious George, I remember one way like you guys. But I also know this, they have conflated it so much now to where now I'm confused. But I saw one recently that I'm sorry, blew my mind. The Chick-fil-A did not have a K. I don't care what nobody say. I know it didn't have a K. Because I remember thinking to myself, this word ain't spelled right when I was a kid. Appreciate you there. Who said that? Appreciate you. Appreciate your faceless one. I appreciate. I can't see your name. But I can't see his dog. I mean, it's too many lights. But if I'm the only one, then I'll be the only one. But I honestly, the K was in the Chick-fil-A. I don't give what nobody say. And see, when people now, this whole Mandela Effect, I think what it is this. I think they toying with us. I think what they do is they do this. They take something away and they do it globally. They do it as a collective. And then they remove it. And I'm going to tell you, it's possible. Let's give you an example. People, I say all the time to my family, if you have books, keep your books. If you have DVDs, keep your DVDs. If you have CDs, keep your CDs. If you can purchase them to get something, do that now. Physical, keep your physical. Why? They are changing things in real time. A couple episodes back, I would show you in one movie, it was the Robin Hood movie. It was basically a saying. Basically, it was a saying at the beginning of the Robin Hood movie. It had been there for years. And the saying basically was on this little like cloth thing from back in the day. And it basically was saying, you don't need to take no shit from nobody, even your government. So basically, they don't want you to see that no more because they riding out on you. So they just removed it. Have y'all seen the video when they showing you on the Cosby Show? It was a scene between it had Tashina Arnold, what's my girl name that passed away, pretty sister, and my man Malcolm Jamal Warner, late Malcolm Jamal Warner, broke my heart when he passed too. He's part of my childhood. But they had a scene from the Cosby Show that they were in, and now somebody showed it side by side, and they are eliminating things in movies. They are changing endings in shows. Things are happening. You are not remembering it because they don't want you to remember it that way. But okay, so you say that alien, is it Alan? Okay, Alan, you said that they took it away and they brought it back. Now the other day I heard reporting they came out official and said the other day they've never had decay. See, that's what blows my mind. See, to me, why are you messing with me? And see, what happens is with us enough times, see, people don't understand about gaslighting. If you get told the same thing and then you get a collective to say the same thing to you over and over and over again, you'll start believing it. It'll start becoming true, even if it's not true. What did Hitler say, or was it Napoleon? You tell the truth enough times until it becomes, tell a lie enough times until it becomes true. That's propaganda. I don't think people get that. So yes, I do believe the Mandela Effect is happening to us. I do believe they're doing things to change things because this, and I also believe this too. I ain't got to go with it, but I used to, look, stuffs are not coincidental when it comes to white people. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean, and then I'm gonna tell you about a show that I watched one time about time travel. But I watched this show, Ron Coogler said this. Ron Coogler said the first thing they taught him in class when he went to production school, film school, wherever he went to, he said, any and everything you see on the screen is there for a reason. Don't think it's not. Now, if you're talking about Tyler Perry's production, that's different. Tyler's, oh, it's cool. And I ain't gonna just sing out Tyler. Productions later years don't care. Go back to the 90s, go back to the 80s. Yes, everything was there on purpose. So that means, and they say he even was like John Singleton went even so far as this, that I heard Damson Idris Franklin say this. He said that even in the drawers on Snowfall was only products from the 80s winning those things. That's a person who wants to be authentic. And I say this to say this, nothing on the screen is by accident. So if I keep seeing the Apex, a TV show called Apex is time travel, a YouTube channel, Apex, that got removed from there. You got people who are talking about Apex on things, Apex in this, Apex inside of this Truman Show, and they're talking about things. All this stuff is going on. Then you show me Apex over and over again. Apex says in the year 2028, they're gonna finally roll out to the human people that time travel is real. And even get to the point where you can do it yourself as a vacation. Now, if that ever happens, I know to you today saying that's impossible. That's because you've been taught and fed a United States public school system diet. Right along with religion, you ain't gonna believe nothing until it's real. Side note, if you around my age or older, remember in the early 90s when camera phones was a figment of our imagination? I remember watching Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, what was it? Total Recall. Total Recall, it was almost like a movie then when he was time traveling, but in there they had camera phones. Of course in the early 90s, oh, this is crazy, dude talking to, that's not real until it became real. So when you talk about time travel, I believe it's coming. And I will tell you this, I think the only reason why they don't tell you there's time travel now is for two reasons. One, because they probably still going back, and that's why they keep winning. And just imagine, anytime you go back, you can change something when you took an L. Black folks figure something out, but you have the time machine to go back and take it and change it. They have too many shows when they got these people going back in time, changing history to save their own interests. Excuse me. That's one. And then two, it's gonna kill religion. I love TikTok shop. I do, with love. But it will. Because at that point, it's what's the person believe? And now you're gonna have people who gonna be diehard people, but as a concept, as it being a social construct of people, everybody goes to church on Sunday, it becomes part of the culture, it's gonna start dying out. And now you're talking about people going back and visit their family members, can go back and see themselves as younger. People are not gonna wanna do that. People ain't gonna look at religion the same way no more. Yep, but anyway, but let me leave it down. Last one. I'm sorry, guys. I done talked y'all ears off. I appreciate you guys for coming in again. I mean, it's always fun when you talk to the family. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Get into the fan club, people. Come on, join the fan club. I don't know what that means, but I want to see it. Come on, do it. All right, so last one. Actually, it's probably the most controversial. It's probably the one that draws, it probably messes people up the most. And it's because, again, you've been fed a United States public school diet. But number one on the list is flat earth real or not real? Now, people say to you, "El, are you a flat earther?" I can't say I'm anything without proof. I have an analytical mind. I have a seeing is a believing for me. If I want to believe, I need to go up there. I need to see for myself. Let me go to Antarctica. Let me travel to the ends of the earth as they say it is. Let me go and then tell you for myself whether I believe it. But as long as you restrict me, for whatever reason why you restricted me, doesn't make any sense, does it? But for whatever reason you restricted me, I can't really definitively say yay or nay. But what I can definitively say is that we not on a ball floating aimlessly through the solar system at 66,000. And the crazy part about it, they try to make it sound like only ancient old people thought this primitive way of thinking. People, go get the encyclopedia from, I think, the year. I think if NASA started in 1955, 1954, they still was talking about the firmament in the encyclopedias. Bibles up until the year 1900, Genesis still talked about the waters being separated from the waters by the firmament. They removed it. Why do you remove something if it's not real? See, again, I don't know this to be real. The same way I know how old I think I am. I know how old my mama tell me I am. My daddy told me I was. Appreciate that. But I don't know for sure how, because I don't remember that day. I take their word for them because I trust them, but that's the best I can do. But definitively, you put me to a lie to take the test, and they say, "Are you such and such age?" Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, especially not with time travel. They don't sped up times. I don't even think I am my age. I think everybody's old. They're not as old as we think we are. The years are flying by faster than they used to be. But so about the flat earth thing, I don't, what'd you say about that? Oh yeah, Operation Fishbowl. Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. We did a whole episode about a week or so. Go look on the YouTube channel. Go to 300 Radio and the number 1. That's the easiest way for this channel to grow the fastest. If you go to YouTube and you follow that, if you go 300 Radio and the number 1, it'll pull it right up. I'm streaming live right there right now. But we did an episode on the playback, going back to the live section. Well, we talked about that. Admiral Byrd, I know about the whole situation. This man is an admiral in the military. This man's operation was to go out there and see what was on the other side of the ice. And he told you, shit's over there. Land everywhere. We got a whole bunch of land. Land as big as the United States. Project Bluebeam, yep. And then they said, oops, let's change the thing. We in a ball. We are floating through air. We ain't nothing over there. Remember this too. I always say this pisses me off. See, for me, I was not a good student. As much as I am an information listener. I love me to learn. I'm a learner. I learns, right? I learns. But it all came, I was self-educated a lot of the stuff when it comes to the world, because school don't teach you nothing. So, but the only thing in school that I actually gravitated towards, obviously, because I'm talking about it now, was history. And I know through history, they told me over and over again that explorers explored all around the world. Now, none of these motherfuckers look like me, but Marco Polo, De Soto, Christopher Columbus, lies, lies, and lies. But all these people travel the world, finding new people, finding new places. But then, fast forward to 2026, when we have all this ingenuity, we have compasses that they say they didn't have. Believe me, I don't believe the world was primitive. They said it was, but that's a conversation for another day. But for the context of the conversation, now we have compasses, and we have radars, and we have boats, and we have motors, and we have all the stuff that we need. We have thermal jackets when it gets too fucking cold. We have all this good jazz. But if I was to take my money and put my life savings into a boat and get on the water and says I'm seeing what's on the other side of the Antarctica, why does the United States government have boats with guns telling me I can't go but so far? Why are they in the water for my own safety, they say, telling me I can't go no further because you're gonna hurt yourself? Excuse me? Did you not teach me about all of the people who traveled the globe? Why can't I do it? Why does rules change all of a sudden? See, I'm trying to get people to understand. The reason why I talk to something, and it's amazing how it ties into all 10 of this shit, seems to tie into them. But what it sounds like to me is a whole bunch of deception. At every turn, again, let's just break them down. Flat Earth versus globe Earth. There's evidence to support both. They say gravity is why we're on the planet. But remember, gravity is a theory. If you look up the word theory, it doesn't mean fact. Some people believe it's buoyancy. Some people believe it's density. Some people believe in it. But you get people who say these things, but no one can definitively say. Wind. No one can tell you. They try to explain it away, but no one can tell you why this tasteless, sightless, I can't touch it. None of this thing right here is needed to survive. You can feel it, but you can't see it. Ain't that amazing when you really stop and think about how dope air is? The environment that we're in. It can blow on you. You can feel it, but you can't see it. That's why I say to black folks all the time too, side note, don't believe the primitiveness of just one book. Look, people, this is not denigrating the Bible. I think that the principles is inside the Torah, the Bible, and all in the Quran. All this can be great, and if it works for you, I love it. I'm not trying to deter you at all. For me, though, this is a vast, massive, I don't call it a planet. It's a realm. It's something. This thing is so massive. When I get in an airplane and just go from the East Coast to the West Coast, you know how much I look out the window the majority of the time. Do you know how much fucking land you travel over? And you're trying to tell me the creator of it all, the person who, or the thing, the entity, the whatever, he said, I'm going to make all of this. All of it. But I'm going to put all my information in this one book from 2,000 years ago. That's too small. Something that vast is not going to put his information in this. That's not, no. See, that is the game. Look, I just want my people to understand this. Look, I don't know what is it. I can't tell you definitively of anything. But I can tell you that's a game. That book is a game for me. And I'm not saying that it didn't have any principles that cannot be used. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying to you is that I don't think I can go in 2,000 years in the past, as you say, to have to battle with a person who is thinking 200 years in the future. He gonna whoop up on me every time when it comes like that, because I'm thinking dumb. But anyway, but I will say this in every turn. Flat Earth, there's some rumors and some things that don't sound right. You have to admit. I ain't saying you agree with me, but you gotta admit there's some smoke. We gonna call it smoke. When it comes to the Mandela Effect, now none of us can definitively say whether we're right or not wrong because they don't gaslit us for so freaking long, but there's some smoke. The moon landing, I ain't gonna play with that. That ain't no smoke. That's a 5-alarm fire. Y'all need to stop that. And for the people who defend it, stop it. Just stop it. Just sound crazy. All right, the vaccine, that ding, ding, boom, that thing right there. Smoke. It ain't just smoke. Wherever it's always some smoke there. And who's the perpetrator of all this smoke? You ever notice that black folks get denigrated all day long? I ain't one of these things yet that I'm telling you about that's affecting the entire world and how you think. Remember this. You are affected by them saying the world is round and you are affected by that. Somehow, somewhere that is affecting your life. That is because that's cognitive dissonance. That's something's going on inside of you that's affecting you negatively because it's not real. Anything that's not true that you are consuming is not good for you. So yes, it is. When someone gave you a thing in you and they didn't tell you what's in it, and they ain't gonna tell you how adverse effects it's gonna have. I've seen the people sticking cell phones to it, magnets to it. I've seen it. I've seen all this stuff. Something's wrong there, but that's just some more smoke. Chemtrails, smoke. They look like smoke. Smoke everywhere. But again, I'm the crazy one because I just won't accept the lame, because mind you, they lie like 2-year-olds once you really start diving into it. This is 2-year-old conversation. When you start looking at the numbers and common freaking sense with a clean glass, you start realizing my daughter when she was 2 lied like this. No, daddy, that picture just jumped off the wall. I ain't touch it. Because I know you had told me before, don't touch that picture at all. So it just, it growled at me and jumped off the... That's what they sound like when they telling us these stories now. Once you see a clean glass. The dead internet theory. Now, come on now. Who's the perpetrator of all the bots? You've seen the videos from your government having rooms of computers that just sitting here talking to people all day long, being detracted, so I had to block them because that's all it was another bot. It's ironic, they don't have faces. When you go to their pages, they don't have breakdowns. They don't have any posts. I knew. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad the only one I don't realize that. I'm glad I'm not the only one who realizes that. You say my husband and I did what? You want our family? Yes. We try. I warmed everybody to it. You know what? Especially the older people. I warned them about this that thing. And what you heard from them, my mom and all of them included. Yeah, but it's better safe than sorry. You heard that one, or you heard, yeah, well, people be saying stuff. Or the one that I like to hear from the other one. My job made me do it. But they were the first one in line because they believe everything them folks say. That was the problem. A lot of times, I'll say this oddly enough, the one thing that hurts my heart the most is that when I see my older generation, and I see a lot of the time, not all of them, but some of them, when you see their level of understanding how the world works, and you realize to yourself, these are some of the people who raised me. And I like I said, that's not great because like I said, I'm not talking about it, but you talk about anybody in particular. But I'm just saying, a lot of people never read a book, go somewhere, do something. Critically think. Don't just take what these people say hook, line, and sinker, because I'm telling you, something's not right with these folks. Let's keep going. I'm working my way backwards. We live in a simulation. Now, who is the one making the Matrix and all this other stuff, showing you things that they could potentially be? Them. Who, if you think someone wanted to take bodies and experiment on them and make them into, who you think would do that? Them, not you. Black folks just worried about being flying cute. I keep saying it. Men right now, all he worried about right now is he keep a roof over his head. That's what black men in there. I keep a roof over his head and some self-respect. And the women is drinking her cucumber water, doing her Pilates class, and traveling to Bali. She trying to live her best life. That's all she wants to do. So, what are you gonna do? And then the whole Bigfoot thing, i.e. they probably Bigfoot themselves. It's probably where they came from. I don't know. Who knows? But that's it right there. And I had some bonus ones. And like I said, but I ain't gonna hold y'all guys up because we almost at the 2-hour mark where I like to stop. But I got a bonus one. They got the JFK assassination. That ain't a conspiracy. They gonna release that information. The Roswell incident, that ties into Area 51. Oh my God, 911. Now, I could have talked about that. 9/11. Oh my God. Everybody in they mama know. Allegedly. Oh, let me get this off the screen. That's what this thing popped up on the screen. That's what probably got them, scared them to. Allegedly. 911 was inside job. But I will say this. Once you see everything, and again, you see how far and see, that's the thing I want y'all to understand. You know how far they're willing to go? I believe that too. I saw that video recently too, Kim. Somebody got that cleaned up shot of it. It looked like the driver. It really did. What'd you say? What's your, I can't see what it is. Good God, go. But that was up there. But that 9/11 job, I'm telling you, 9/11, you done. Look, go watch. It was a documentary that broke it down. God, but it's been years since I've seen it. Was it Fahrenheit 9/11 that talked about that? I can't remember, but go back and watch it. HARP was another one. Come on now. I've seen the patents that HARP has. Yes, they can mess with they're manipulating the weather right now. Why do you think everything's so hot? That's them. That's not anything. Reptilians. I talked a little bit about that. See, I know about a little bit about all that's coming up. Said birds are not real. Wait a minute, which actually began the satire, but so people say birds are not real. I've never heard that one before. That's different. What is that? How you say? I don't even know how you say that. What is that? That book of you talking about that? Okay, I got it. All right. So you got 72 books of the Bible. Is it really? And they said that they only have 66 of them in the last 120 years. Well, I would just tell to all of my Bible people, honestly, to the people in my Bible people, two things. One, and like I said, I'm no theologian, but these are common sense things that makes me question it and it made me question religion. If there were 72, but first and foremost, it was more than 72 because remember, they're saying the Bible basically comes from ancient Ethiopia and those parts of the world. And they said when that came in, it was part of the book of Cease. Oh, God, I can't talk to that. I forgot the name of the book. But it's supposed to be just a piece or adaptation of that, a bigger book, and I cannot think, it's been years. So if you have that going on, that's one thing. And then you're telling me that you've removed 6 books of the Bible. Then you got to ask yourself this question: why are you reading an incomplete book and putting your everything into it? Means your love, your life, your everything, your relationship. You got women and men that saying, I had to turn her away because she didn't fit these biblical principles. Nigga, you got an incomplete story. You may want to go get them other books and figure what's in there. Because remember, the Old Testament, New Testament don't even match. Okay? And then you got to even think of this. Then you got to think about when they commissioned, what was the name? When King James commissioned Caesar, what's the name? Julius Caesar, if this is even real. They picking and choosing what they want to put in. And again, if these are allegedly white tea people, if they are, how do you trust them with your biblical information? No, sir. I would at least say at best, don't get the King James version, at best. Because remember, why do you need a book that needs to be revised every 10 weeks? Look, I got it. My dad years ago told me that it wasn't the King James version, another version, but I asked him, why did they have revised versions of the Bible? And my father's excuse was that they did this solely because they needed to stay relevant so far as the wordings that were used. And I get, as a child, that made sense. But as an adult, shit, the language don't change that fast. I still know what all snap means, and we ain't said this is the 90s. I know what Punani is, and we ain't said this is the 90s. So you don't need to update Punani. If I see Punani in the book, I know what that is. You said it was a doc a while ago called... Oh, I think I saw that one. No, I didn't. I didn't see the... You saw it's called The Arrivals. But hey, do me a favor. What's that? Demetrius, hit me in my inbox. Drop that on me, bro. I want to see that if you got that. Drop me a link if you got that. I want to see that. But anyways, yeah, those are the things that we put on the list. And like I said today, I wasn't even planning on really talking about this. I saw something and I was like, I really want to just get into it. And this was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Because I think in this world right now, too many of us right now just listening to what they say. I'll just say this to my people and I try to get some closeout words before we go. I'll just say this to my people. Don't. Just do this. Don't believe me. I'm just another random YouTubian struggle streamer on the internet. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to believe yourself. I want you to go believe your own eyes and the information you find. From if it's a conspiracy theory, all the way down to write down everybody in their mouth. And for one, let me say this too, I'm going to bring this subject up. Everybody want to tell Black America they're not from here. And I'm going to tell you, my critical thinking already kicked in before I even started the argument with these delusional visiting people. Why do you care? Already lets me know you lying or you've been propped up with bad information to lie to me. How do I know? Because no one cares about anybody. But for some reason, when Black people start talking about this, everybody and their mama had to say you lying. Everybody and your mama gets prioritized to say that we lying. Even though people are finding document after document, showing them online, showing you where they can find it at, showing them where they can look at, but for some reason, this don't never seem to hit these people's algorithm. No, they know you telling the truth, and that's why they have to say it. Same way that bot was in here earlier trying to convince all of us that I'm wrong. No one tries this hard. I could care less if an Igbo and a Kenyan going at it over whose lineage is what. I'll listen if it's entertaining, but I ain't got no opinion. Why? Because it ain't none of my business. But for some reason, I've listened to people's live streams. People will call in that ain't even in the United States. They will call you, you know you just a slave and you come from Africa. It's like, how do you call in from Switzerland? Do you, look, people, it's almost like this, and I wasn't gonna say this, but let me say it. It's almost like this. It almost gives me the feeling that the whole world is just in on it, that Black Americans are different. And it's like everybody knows it, whether it's the girl who lives in a farm in the middle of nowhere, all the way to like wherever. It's just like, for some reason, why does everybody care? I don't care what Ireland got going on. I think they beefing, fighting over there. I think Ethiopia is at war right now. That's their business. But Black America, for some reason, I've had to battle with 82,000 people about my own existence, my family's existence. People that I've respected. I was listening to Brother Jabari. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but he was on Sinetta channel. Look them up. I respect Brother Jabari's information and knowledge. But him and the brother got into it over Black Americans. Just on the surface alone, Brother Jabari was like, but your ancestors are African. And I'm saying to myself, who gets to dictate when we stop? Just say it's true. At what level, at what age, how many generations do we churn from one to the other? Because remember, we all were supposed to be from Africa. So why doesn't the European who got here in 1923 not have to be an Irishman? He's an American. My family got here in mind you, this niggas just got here in 2000. They said, I'm an American. I was born in 2001, I'm an American. This is just like, it's this craziest thing, and it's only us. And it's like, I would get it if the only pushback came from like white people. That would make sense. We've had direct conflict with them. We've had issues with them. That would make sense. Occasionally, maybe a Mexican, because they're the communities right next to ours. That would make sense some of the time itself. But even them, they don't make much sense. But to know I've heard everybody from Jamaica, from Haiti, from South America, to the continent of Africa, to all of Europe, all Australia. I've heard everybody from everywhere tell Black Americans, y'all need to stop being delusional and self-hating and go back to the... Go where? How you ever tell a group of people to go somewhere that they don't know nobody from? Remember, I said earlier in this episode, Europeans don't even know they cousins from 2 generations ago. And no one says, get off the soil, you new booty here. No, something's different, and it's like the whole world is in on it. I just want this. I want my Black people to do this, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Play some music, and we're gonna get out of here. I want my whole Black world, my Black existence to know 2 things. 1, with that much attention, nigga, smile, take a picture with a Kodak, take a picture. Must be something cool you like. Do that. First and foremost, that's 1. And 2, put some air in your chest and go out there and be the amazing people that they trying to stop you from being. Because they're obviously trying to stop you for something. For some fucking reason, they're trying to stop you. But I digress. I ain't gonna keep holding you. I ain't gonna hold you. Anyways, all right. Anyway, anybody, unless y'all got something to talk about, I'm gonna get my little patootie out of here. I'm gonna have a show tomorrow. Look, tomorrow episode, I'm gonna probably stay away from these subjects. I try to break them up. See, I can't do. See if my channel becomes like. I mean, let me be honest with you guys. If I talk this talk too much, they always come for the channel. Like I said, when I try to post to these walls on social media, they stifle everything. And I know that I resonate with my people because I am my people. Y'all just don't know I exist. And they're not gonna bring you back. What's sad is that the group of people that's here today, they won't bring back to me tomorrow. I got my regulars. And I love y'all to death for coming in, but they won't show it. That's why I was actually trying to tap the screen. Share the live. 1, 2 people, share it out. Maybe we can grow this thing slowly. But the only reason I want to do it is because I got a feeling at one point, and I'm going to tell y'all 2 things. I didn't want to get into broadcasting at all. It wasn't even a thought of mine at one point. And honestly, it didn't hit me until about 20 years ago. I appreciate that cowboy hat. I love that thing. But I saw that Petey Green story, that Come Talk to Me with Don Cheadle. And Petey Green, he resonated with me because there's power from behind this microphone. And most people don't use it for any good. Most people don't use it to build up anybody. I think about people like the Angela Rye of the world, her, and then I know she was with that guy, Andrew Gillum. And I'm only bringing them up because I watched them over there and I've watched them wag them finger. They wag their finger at people who are not AKAs and not Boule and people, and they wag their finger at us all the time. And then you find out that, like you say, he's over here all on them drugs, them narcotics. Just keep giving his pussy away. All that happening, and she's defending it because she's not really about the shit. She's not with the people. But when I found that movie, when I saw that, I just said, if I ever got into the position to do so, I will speak the truth. So when I did stand-up, I did the same thing. When I did stand-up for 12 years. And oh, God, if they let me back on the stage now, they're going to cancel me. Oh, God. But when I did, I said, I'm always be unapologetic. I'm always tell the truth. And it's just, I think we need more of that. And I just know that they try to block that from it. But anyways, I digress. Anyways, people, all right, so if you're new here, like most of you are, I genuinely like to play music after the show go off. Let me get my guys, get everything queued up. See if I can get everything queued up over here. Hold on 1 second. See if I can get it. Boom. There you go, right there. Hopefully got it. Okay. So I'm gonna get everything queued up. I'm gonna play some music for you guys today to finish out the thing. I'm gonna play a video. Naturally, I'm gonna play it for you, sugar. I'm gonna play the one about my son again, since that's new. Letters from my son. And then I'm gonna just let the radio play. I got some new jams I'm probably gonna play for you guys for a little bit. And I'll let it run for a little while. Again, I appreciate you guys. The reason why we play music is we play music. 300 Radio, the website will be back probably later this week, early next week, and you'll be able to have access to the whole catalog. And I have to admit, I think it has some really good FBA music on there. Black folks really trying to make a difference in the scene. Bring that 90s shit back. That's what we're trying to do, and have real music. So that's what we're doing. Let me get it queued up, and then I'm gonna get it out of here, guys. Drop some in the comments if you want me to say something before I get out of here. I appreciate y'all. I definitely do. Let me get something queued up. Where we at? Where am I gonna go at? We're gonna go right there. But yeah, I'm gonna get that queued up and everything, and I'm gonna play that for you guys. But again, I appreciate you for showing up. Tomorrow we'll have a different show. Tomorrow's gonna probably be. I'll probably do a relationship show. I appreciate that, Ms. Wright. I'll probably do a relationship show or something tomorrow, something like that with love. I wouldn't want to cover that Love Island thing again. I got something I want to say about it, but we'll talk about it. Until then, let me get this thing queued up. I don't know why this thing always like that. Until then, I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. All right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Dear little man, I'm writing from the smoke. From a world that can be cruel, but I learned how to cope. Black skin, big dreams, same sun, different rain. They'll try to name your pain, son, don't wear that chain. Stand tall, even when they look away. Learn the code, but don't let the code make you stray. Hands up for your peace, head up for your crown. Be the calm in the storm when the whole room clowns. I won't lie, the road can be rough, but your heart is your shield when the world gets tough. Be proud of your face, your name, your stride. I'll teach you how to rise and still keep your light on when the night is long. Hear my voice in your bones. You come from love, not fear. You're never walking alone. My son, keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. Oh, my son, you were built to belong. Yeah. Love the women who walk with respect. A good heart first in the words you select. Don't chase a body like it's something to own. Honor me, seeing the soul, not a trophy of bone. Set your line, keep your peace intact. If it breaks your spirit, baby, step back. Love ain't pressure, love ain't pride. Love is two good hearts with nothing to hide. So learn the word, no, and learn the word stay. Know your worth when a pretty face looks your way. Be tender, be honest, be clear, be true. The man I'm raising starts with how you move. And if desire gets loud, let your conscience be heard. A real man guards a heart and keeps his promises earned. Keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. My son, yeah. You are built to belong. Find your purpose, but don't skip the joy. Play in the yard, laugh hard, be a boy. Family around you, a table with plates. Old stories, new dreams, and room for mistakes. Grow into your best, but don't rush the bloom. Every step got room, every room got room. Build something solid with your hands and your name. Then dance in the kitchen like you're winning the game. I want you grounded, but I want you free. To love this life like it's loving you back. See, so take the road, but take the time to be a good man and still feel alive. If I'm not there when the thunder rolls, look for me in the way you hold your soul, in your laugh, in your work, in the way you care. I'll be there, I'll be there. My son, keep your head held high. My son, yeah. Keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. My son, you are built to belong. My son, keep your head held like a coffee cup. I wanna hold it in my hands. See you slowly as I wake up. You're alive in my kitchen, like a radio anthem. Little crackle, little comfort. Every song I grew up on. You remind me of everything I never looked at twice till I saw it on you. Doorways, daylight, quiet rooms. You remind me how simple things can feel brand new. Every corner, every shadow too. You remind me. You remind me. You walk down my hallway like Sunday down the aisle. Every step a soft confession, every glance a hidden smile. The line of your back, like pages in a book. I'm reading with my fingertips, every crease, every hook. You remind me of everything I never looked at twice till I saw it on you. Doorways, daylight, quiet rooms. You remind me how simple things can feel brand new. Every corner, every shadow too. You remind me. Oh, man. You remind me. Yeah, yeah. Your hand on my shoulder feels like a porch light left on, like a key on the table, saying this is where you belong. The way you lean on my pillow, like a coat on a chair. So casual, so certain, like you've always been there. Yeah. You remind me of everything I never looked at twice till I saw it on you. Doorway, daylight, quiet rooms. You remind me how simple things can feel brand new. Every corner, every shadow too. You remind me. You remind me. Yeah. That look in your eyes, like the last light in a store, makes me linger in the doorway. Keep on wanting one thing.